Good morning to everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. And this morning we're going to go on a walk and talk style of vlog, and I welcome you back and thank you for joining me on this adventure, this journey into 1,000 vlogs. Today I want to have a chat to you about a topic that I've got near and dear to my heart. But before I do that, I just want to show you where I am. I'm at Campbell's Cove, and as you can see, we've got the magnificent sunrise, the magnificent East Coast sunrise coming up with the Sydney Opera House silhouetted against that golden dawn. How beautiful is that? But let's walk and talk, and let's see if we can learn something new today, and hopefully it can help us all along our merry way. Many years ago when I was working at IBM, and I have lots of fond memories of IBM because it was one of the best places, best companies I've ever worked for, and yeah, it was light years ahead of every other organisation that I've worked in. But IBM was a special place indeed. What I remember back then was I was having a chat with my manager once, Greg Gleason, who was a senior manager. He'd been working at IBM for 35 years. So IBM had a policy back then of promotion from within. So people joined as university or young men or women, and basically grew throughout the years to become great leaders and industry gurus. And I remember once having a chat to Greg. I'm saying to Greg, "No, I feel bored. I feel bored. I don't know why I said it or in what context, but it may have been I was bored of something that I was doing or some aspect of my life." And Greg was one of the first people who helped me on my self-development path. He gave me one of my first books. The book was called Think Big. Think Big, I think it was. It was a great book, and he forced me to read it. He says, "James, here is a book. You're probably not going to read it," he said, "but guess what? I'm going to make you read it. So you've got a week, and I want you to read it, and we're going to chat about it when you're finished." But I remember what Greg said to me, and he says, "You're not bored, James. All people go through this phase." He says, what's happening to you is you've got boring, weak, stale goals. Which I sat and reflected on, and I said, wow, that is quite profound. So for anybody out there who is bored or feeling bored, or know of anybody who talks about boredom, what you need to do is to quickly just tell them that what they're suffering from is boring, weak goals. And the great cure for boredom is to have unboring goals. So there you go. How powerful is that as a message? And how lucky was I to have people around me who cared enough to try and educate me, because by commencing that ripple effect, you can see the ripples on the water here, by commencing that ripple effect well over 30 years ago, I'm able to embody it and pass it on to my friends and family. So let's analyze this a little bit deeper. So what we're basically saying is that you don't have purpose. You don't have purpose unless you've got really strong goals. And it's the goals, the dreams in our lives that propel us forward, that enable us to wake up early in the morning and keep us up late at night. Because if you're satisfied, if you're happy, or if you're too happy with your life, then you're not going to be doing much more, and you're just going to be cruising. And by cruising, you're going to feel bored, I'd imagine. It's not guaranteed, but you can understand where I'm coming from. So what do we have to do? And Greg suggested back then, like we're talking about 35 years ago, like he was well ahead of the curve, as was most of the IBM senior management. He said, what you need to do, James, is to have a dreams list. Write down all the things that you'd love to do in your life. Write them down, because by writing them down, just through the act of writing them down, is you're loading them in to your subconscious as targets, as goals, as things that you need to work to. And he said, you'll be surprised, you know, by doing this exercise. He said, what you'll do is you'll start targeting. You'll start targeting and start focusing on the things that matter most to you. And he said that the most important thing in the world is for you to achieve your dreams, for you to be happy, for you to be strong, for you to be healthy, because when you're happy, healthy and strong, then that's when you're able to deliver the most for yourself, for your organisation and for your family. The mistake that most people make is they focus too much on the people around them, and by focusing on the people around them, they lose all their energy, they lose all their drive, and they basically become relics in their own time. So it's important to have dreams. And he said, most importantly, James, it's of most importance that you look after yourself, mate. Look after yourself first, because as I said, by looking after yourself first, then only then can you look after everybody else. Don't fall into the trap of being a doormat and having everybody else use you as a stepping stone for their dreams, because you're going to feel unfulfilled in your life, and you're going to be resentful. You're going to resent your parents, your family, your friends and everybody else. So be very, very cautious to make your dreams and your goals first, because by making yours first, you're going to make everybody else's first as well. Anyway, let's continue our walk and talk. I thoroughly enjoy talking about these sorts of topics, and I encourage everybody to start vlogging, to start capturing their thoughts and passing on their knowledge, because the best way to learn is by teaching. You know, I'm not a teacher by profession, but I'm a teacher by spirit. I grew up with a lot of people around me who loved teaching and passing on knowledge. And the Greeks are famous for passing on pneuma and giving the world much of what it treasures today. Anyway, I guess that's probably it for now. So let's reiterate on what we just talked about. That there is no need, there is no reason why you should feel bored. And if you do feel bored, it should only be a temporary state, and it's a message, it's a calling to say you've got stale, boring, weak, unimpressive goals. So what you need to do is you need to up the ante, think bigger, dream bigger, so you've got something which compels you, which is compelling, which compels you to work harder, to wake up earlier, to stay up later, to network more vigorously, and to bounce your ideas off your friends and family. Because and it'll make you feel alive. Remember, I want everybody to feel alive and not to feel bored, to feel listless, to feel hopeless. I know it's tough with the COVID restrictions, and I reach out and think about my friends in Melbourne, but now's the best time. Now is a better time than ever to pick up books, to read, to do a dreams list, to start planning your future, and to start having some goals, some steps, and a purpose, a strong, compelling purpose to get you from where you are today, regardless of whether or not it's a strong point or a weak point. We can always do better, we can always do bigger, and at the end of the day, remember, our parents wanted us to live a full and satisfying life. We're on this planet for a reason, for a purpose. Each of us have our calling. I don't know what your calling is, and we're all deciphering and trying to work out what our calling is. So I encourage you to go hard and try and achieve all the possible dreams that you have. And you don't have to achieve your dreams to be satisfied. The mere fact, or the mere point that you're walking and you're progressing and you're moving towards a dream and a goal is more satisfying than actually get there. As I say, the journey is more satisfying, more fun than the destination. Anyway, let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, have a good week. Wishing you that you stay, and we all stay connected, we stay relevant, and most importantly, we set strong goals, and we never ever say that we're bored. And if we do say we're bored, remembering that it's a trigger. It's a trigger to remind us that we need to have some goals and to put our foot on the accelerator and let that bloody handbrake go. Don't live life with the handbrake half up or on full. Just go for it. Take care. I love you all. From Jim's 5 AM Club, I look forward to chatting to you again from some other location. Don't know where I'll be tomorrow, but it'll be nice. It'll be highlighting and showcasing the beauty of this beautiful Sydney, this beautiful city of Sydney where I live. And hopefully we'll come together with an empowering message, something that'll get us thinking at least and moving in a positive direction. Take care everybody, and I wish you well. Bye for now.